Welcome to another Speedrun chess episode. We're sitting at 1765 and let's find our first opponent. Opponent from US, mid math. Let's go. E4 we go for C5, Sicilian defense, knight f3, G6. And we're going for main line. C takes D4, knight D4, knight F6, knight C3, A6. Knight of defense is played on the board, E5. Well, we see English attack, clear English attack with knight b3, bishop e6, f3, and we're going for h5. Let me see. Alright, this account was registered in 2018. You know, I always gotta check. I always want to be safe. Knight bd7, and if castle, we're going for main rook c8. And then, of course, people usually play queen d2, go long castle, and try to basically exploit the king side, which is actually not too bad. h4, I'm not sure if this is any good. I'll just play rook c8. Look guys, he already played f3, alright, and this is what I meant by this, but after h takes g4, f takes g4, I would actually play this interesting rook sacrifice, because after knight d4, you know, I'll have knight in the center. And also, you know, I'm threatening bishop e7, take on h4, I'm threatening to take on h4 either way, I'm threatening some knight g3 and stuff. So actually kinda annoying position to play with white pieces. And what I'll start here with is basically play, I can play d5. Or I could start by playing, like actually rook h4 loses the game, I almost missed it, so let's start by playing d5. You know, I want to make sure my knight is stable on e4, and also if he actually thinks of castling, you know, I'll actually do this little trick. So rook h4 takes, and if queen f4, I can just play rook g4, and I think it's no good for white pieces. Also, you know, what I was thinking of is to play even simple bishop e7 after bishop e4, bishop h4, just not let him go castle, but rook h4 either way even looks good. Takes this. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I just take a pawn, right? I took 2 pawns for an exchange, and after bishop e4, actually I'm not sure if it's any good. Bishop a3. Actually, wait, bishop a3, king b1, and if takes, you know, I somehow gotta protect the last rank, which is not an easy task at all. And at the same time, I don't see how I can, you know, make my position better. So rook h1, and maybe something like queen c7. But again, position looks weird, and I gotta come up with something. I sacrificed an exchange, and now I just gotta think of different ways. Specifically this, I mean, this doesn't look too bad, right? I wanna just go for this kind of checkmate, but at the same time, like, I gotta go back because I mean my knight now is under attack, so it's like, and I can't go knight c5. So let's just start by playing this. It depends, he might play bishop h1, which is actually, I think, is a huge mistake. Rook h1 of course is gonna be played. Yep, and now I have to deal with this. I would honestly start by playing queen c7 and something like queen c3, but at the same time, moves like this, king b1, queen c7, this, king e7, I might get into trouble. Not sure how it will turn out, but let's just play it. We're not risking anything. We'll play queen c7 afterwards and try not to lose the game quick, because here takes, and now I was wondering what he will do if I manage to take on c3. Let's say queen f4, take on c3, threatening checkmate. Bishop c1, okay, I'll just take, king c1, and there is tricky knight c5 move actually. This, queen a1. Alright, we'll see. So far, you know, I thought this sacrifice was actually good, but you know, he found a good way to kind of create counterplay, and now I actually might have some troubles, hopefully not. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, queen f4, yeah, king e7, of course knight f8, don't want to even play it, don't want to consider it. This, queen c3, bishop g5, f6, and we'll try to play on. But yeah, it's very tough here. Queen d2. I definitely didn't expect that to happen. I mean, I expected almost everything, but definitely not this move. Because now, okay, queen c4, and I think I'm actually winning. Because there is this little queen f1 nuance, which actually saves me the game, and bishop g5 does nothing actually. I'm not sure why he didn't take and what he was afraid of. He probably wanted to basically protect this pawn on c3, but unfortunately for him, it's just no good for white here. And I should end up winning the game, but let's see. Rook h7 is played. And now, I guess, you know, we can obviously start by looking at some queen f1 checks, or actually even to play a5, rook g7, and then a4, bishop g5, king f8, bishop h6. Okay, I don't want to allow this for sure, but queen f1 takes, bishop g4, and then some. I mean, it looks so good for some reason. I just wanna play it so tough. Knight f6. I mean, knight f6, there's bishop g5, some sort of bishop g5. Alright, queen f1, only move I see is this. Maybe I can just take, right? Queen c1. Alright, how is there a way for me to improve this position aside from taking on c1, queen c1, and then takes, and then trying to go for bishop g4? But yeah, this doesn't look great. And now what if I go queen b5, and after knight b3 I'll go for... But you know his idea? His idea is basically to play bishop g5 right now. Okay, let's repeat the moves. And now maybe I gotta play this. And after queen c1, maybe play queen b5. And then trying to go for some sort of attack. This. And then queen c4. Which might be good. Which might be not good as well. Very hard to play against this guy. You know, I thought I'll win, but now it's getting harder and harder with every single move, and it's 7 minutes into this game. It's insane, you know, the games are getting longer and longer every single time. And you know, I gotta entertain you as well. So, why don't bring the freaking ball? And now maybe queen c4, queen a4. I mean, queen c4 looks fine actually. You know, I'm attacking this. You know what I'll do with this guy? Opa! You see what happens here? I'm LeBron freaking James. And now I want to go for... How about going for king f6? Yeah, sounds crazy. Yeah, probably doesn't even work. But he has no checks and I keep an eye on this pawn. I want to go for king g6. You know, even though it's crazy, it looks good. Oi oi. LeBron is here. LeBron. Okay, very active bishop. His bishop is doing nothing here. He has one check, which is like g5, bishop g5, h6 uses queen s7, giving up a queen. Please play queen s7. Or queen f8, setting up this checkmate threat. But there is knight, which covers everything. e5, f8. Knight is one of the best defenders on the board here. And queen f1 is the idea. I want to take on g4 as well. And basically trying to take a pawn. My king is kind of safe on f6, surprisingly. We'll basically wait till his time runs out. Alright, he plays this move. Now, again, very, very interesting situation. Queen e2, trying to take on c2, trying to take on e3. This queen is absolutely useless. You know, I can hit the 3-pointers into the queen. No, and I'll try to win this one. Let's go, guys. Threatening g4, threatening c2, trying to come up with the best solution. King g6. And what are you gonna do next? My king on g6 is the best piece on the board. It's safe. At least it's safe. It's not like your king. Queen c2, and now, unfortunately, guys, it looks like I am finally going to win. Look, shot, boom, 3 points. Opa! I took him right, I took him left, and shoot the ball and scored. That's it. As easy as that. And now look, queen b2, and now I think I'm actually safe to take and play king g5. And look at my pawns. They are actually completely dominating this game. Bishop e3, okay, I don't worry about this. I just play f6 and I try to go for g5. Basically, he's even giving me this pawn again. Bishop, actually, wait this, and rook e4, I'll go bishop d5. Let's go, guys. I just have too many pawns under my control. g5, and what's he gonna do next? I'm just pushing my pawns. King s6, knight c5, b5, actually insane. I'll end up winning this game and the guy should probably just resign. I just have too many pawns in my possession. You know how in football Barcelona usually possess like over 80? Yeah, over 70, let's say. This is how I possess the board. I have everything under my control. I shouldn't even worry, he might, win by, little mistake, but still, I possess, I had control over throughout the whole game, and that's why I win. Of course, better player, better football team could have scored, could have done better, could have created more counterplay. But this is how we operate. More possession, more control, win the game. This, and now I don't want to go for g3 because he'll start sacrificing. Now I'll go for g3 actually, because if bishop g3 I'll play knight e4, knight g3, or I'll take, when trick him into taking this pawn and actually win the game. Alright, 11 minutes. This is gonna be a very, very long episode as it seems. He might play king d5, of course, g3, and he can't even get to the pawns, and this pawn is technically protected. This and rook b7 ends the game due to knight d6 and knight b7. This is resignation, followed very, very soon. Knight d6, e4, e3. No, come on, why you don't even resign in this position? This and queen g1. I actually win the bishop, and of course checkmate will be followed soon as well. Come on, I can remove this move. I can remove this move. No, seriously guys, don't even consider playing those positions. Let's go, it's a checkmate. Let's go. Alright guys, second game, we're facing 1681 opponent from Colombia. And he plays e5, and now I'll go for knight f3. Actually, no, I want to show you... Alright, unfortunately, we're not able to do it. I want to show you some interesting gambit, which I'll actually analyze in tomorrow's video. So stay tuned, that's gonna be an interesting one, very tricky, and below 2000 level, even on some master level, it might work out. Knight f5, I mean f6, obviously, I hope he doesn't play this move. Again, 1600 anything might happen, but still, f6 is definitely not a move. Knight c6 is a move to consider, yeah, but bishop b5, and now he's gotta basically try to protect it. Queen d5 actually walks into knight c3 tempo, but there is bishop b4 after all, castle. He plays this, I'm not sure, I think it's a huge blunder, because I just take on c6, bishop d7, I take on a8, king goes back. I mean, come on, who plays this position? I mean, this is just absolutely horrible. c4, I'll play knight c3, I'll play bishop g5, and we'll end the game quickly in this position, hopefully. Again, the last game was very, very huge one. Took a lot of time, a lot of energy. Of course, we'll try to finish this one a lot quicker. Let's play h3, let's be safe, and then play bishop e3. Maybe play even c5, because after bishop e7, bishop e4 might get into some troubles. c6, again, I mean, c5, bishop h3, I just take. If bishop e7, just bishop f4. And, I don't think there are any threats for me. I can even play rook e1. This is just a move to consider, because after bishop h3 takes. Again, I mean, bishop f4 looks good, but I don't think it just works. I mean, there is no way it works at all. Because, I mean, I have enough pieces to protect my king here. And Of course, yeah, I mean, he's right to sacrifice, but I just don't think it's any good. Obviously, there is some counterplay, but I don't think it's anything much for black pieces. Considering that I'll take on e4 most likely. Yeah, knight e4, and like what's coming next is a huge question. Because bishop g5 I can just take on g5 takes, bishop g3, and f5 I can play something like queen f3. Alright, interesting choice. But again, I don't see any threats, especially if I play move like queen b3. I don't see anything because I am trying to trade queens off the board, and that'll be up a rook after all those trades take place. And especially that I can take on c7, I'll also open up an a file for my rook, so it's actually very good. And now, oppa! This is how I turn, yeah. Let's go, and we get to the next one. Alright, final game of this episode, Kaiju Maru. I mean, the first game took a lot of time, knight f6, and it was... Alright, we received on 45 wins, which is actually, you know, great. 45 wins, 1 loss, and so far we haven't made a single draw in this speedrun, which is actually, you know, very interesting. I lost, but I didn't draw anything. Very interesting Fionkelin. Because, alright, I'll Fionkel on one of my bishops actually, on this diagonal. Okay, very interesting system chosen by him, but I don't think it's very good. Even though, like, let's say f4 is played. I mean, knight e5 and knight g4, and I'm actually safe because, I mean, there's a hole on e3, and he created those holes for himself, which might result in some troubles. Yeah, he plays this. I'll play rook c8, maybe queen c7 afterwards, rook d8. I mean, he will try, obviously, to play something like c4, but I don't think, you know, it will create too many troubles for me. Especially after c4, I can even consider playing d4. He'll have to play this, and again, as I said, too many holes might occur. a5, b5, a6, bishop 8, looks good. Like nothing much. Yeah, b5, a6, bishop 8, and then, you know, I'll try to play d4 and activate my bishop on this diagonal. And it would be great to trade these bishops, because again, it's kinda useless on a8 square. If, I mean, d4, I can play knight d5 this, and I just take and then play d4. I just wanna lock this bishop down, and after d4, even play e5. And just make sure this bishop feels itself like, you know, useless piece of something. This one, and I want to go for e5, f5, and e4. And this game is about to become a very interesting one. f5, not letting him go to e4, takes. Very, 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 very interesting. Now, again, you know, I don't even know what to choose. I have so many choices here. One of them is f4. One of them, if f takes e4, but again, knight e4, knight f6. There is obviously rook e1, knight e4, bishop e4, takes. I don't even know what I can do here. I mean, oh, and now, as I said, hole started to appear, and now I'm threatening to play knight e3. He plays here. Obvious move, I play rook e8. And again, my knight is very active on d5. f4 moves are not really possible. You know, two beautiful holes here and there. And now maybe start by playing h5, h4, knight d3 as well. I mean, so much choice. Even move like c4 should be good for me, and then, you know, even might consider something like c3. This game is actually getting more and more interesting. Of course, I'll try to play for a win, but nothing is guaranteed. I'll try to play on as much as I can. Maybe, alright, interesting. Again, very, very interesting. Now knight d3. Let's say f4, I actually take here, and then take here, and then take here. Maybe even sacrifice on e4 at some point. If f4 of course has been played, but now knight d3, that's the move he should worry about. And if bishop d2, maybe consider bishop b4, not really sure, maybe even knight d3, and trying to go for this. Who knows what can happen here. Yeah, that's why he plays this move, but now after knight d3 I think there can be some troubles. Oh, he decides to sacrifice and change himself, which of course makes it a bit easier for me to play, considering that now this pass pawn might become a very, very important one. Now I just take, no knight f6, because I just take, right? I don't see any other discoveries yet. And after she takes f4, I mean, I can even play rook f4, if I'm not mistaken. Thus, I might actually consider something like queen g6 and just see how white will react, because I'll have f3, and if takes, rook f4, it actually should be kind of safe. This again, and now I think f3 actually wins the game for black pieces, because I'll just play bishop b4 next move, take, and then, you know, doesn't seem too good. Bishop b4 takes, bishop c5 or something, and then no checks. Alright, bishop c5 actually queen d5, so I'll just take, queen e6 takes, take, king h8, bishop c4, bishop c5, and one of my pawns will just promote. It's basically they're just too strong. Queen e4, and just let's see how he'll stop the pawns. Actually, I thought this episode will be a very long one, but surprisingly, no, we outplayed our opponents real quick. And now it's just very quickly. It should end very quickly, and it will be win number 46. I'll put it already, because I don't think white will be able to stop me. 46 wins after this episode, and almost hitting this freaking 1800 goal and getting closer to 2000 rating level. So stay tuned, we're not done. We're trying to get to 2500. I don't think we'll achieve it, but I mean, everything is possible. We'll try our best. Alright, and now what if I play f2? I try to sacrifice. Oh my goodness, it's a checkmate. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next speedrun episode. Let me know your feedback in the comments and whether you think I'll be able to reach 2500 or not. Bye bye.